The Bible says we're to honor, over in Exodus chapter 20, verse 12, it says, honor thy father and thy mother, that the days of may be long upon the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Is that a precious promise? It says if you honor your father and mother, that you'll have a long life. And now I know we have short graves and all that, but as a whole, the mothers will. If you honor your mother, and that you have long life. It's a promise of God. The Bible says honoring your mama or your mother is a command from God. The previous verse pretty well describes that, but so it's a series of results if you don't. I began this past weekend, last week, I got to thinking about my daddy and my mama. And as I was coming from out through Action Way there, and I got to thinking about, well, I need to get out there and clean the grave up, and I need to let limbs fall on it all the time. And I got to think about it. They're not there. They're gone. There's just a thing, a shell there now, and a casket or whatever. But I still, there's a certain feeling there that you have the Spirit of God manifested in you when you go to your loved ones and you start thinking back about those. And I got thinking about both my daddy and my mama, and then I got thinking about my mother-in-law, and then I got thinking about Janice and all the different mothers that brought forth there in our minds and our life. So I got thinking about what a great blessing it is to have a mother. And, there's a story that was told there that a woman was going to get a job. Y'all probably heard it before, but on her resume, she made a statement there that she was a housewife, and well, she didn't get the job because she could put on her resume she had been a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, and probably would have got the job, but just being a housewife, no. She put on her resume, here's what she put. She could have put she was a psychologist, a nurse, she's a teacher, cook. Well, there's all kind of qualifications that she met, but she put the wrong ones on there. She put on there that she couldn't do all these other things, but in her mind she said, I can't do it. But a wife and a mother are precious. They are precious. I know my mama took care of me. When I get a boo-boo, I call it, why didn't I run to my daddy? He told me to suck it up and go on, be tough, boy. But my mama, I could skin my knee or something out there playing in the yard, and my mama, I'd skin it and I'd run to mama. I wouldn't run to daddy, I knew better. And she'd kiss me and hug me and rub my head and, I might be why I'm bald-headed. But anyway, I had a lot of boo-boos in my life, but my mama, I felt comfort with her. She was comforting. So when I got married, my mama, I sat down with my mama, I said, Mama, I can't make it. I figured every angle. I was working at a plywood place. I'm not going to call the name of the place. The only thing is there now. But when I got out of the Navy, I went straight out there and thought I was the most wonderful thing they'd ever seen, because they hired me quick. And I found out why they hired me quick after I got in there. But I sat down with my mama and I said, Mama, I need some counseling. I didn't tell her those words, but she knew what I was needing. And we sat down, and Janice and I were fixing to get married. I said, I can't make it on the salary there. I pay car insurance and all food and apartments and all these things only a little bit. And she said, you can make it. She comforted me. And that's what I needed at that time, was comfort. But she showed me where that I could make it. And we lived rough, but my mama would do this. to show you what a loving mama will do. After we got married now, and I had just started working at the railroad, and they hold back 2 weeks pay. Don't remember that, David? And then it was another 2 weeks, and it was a partial week because I started in the middle of the week. But I didn't even have no money for the first month, no check, no nothing coming in. And I did have enough to make an apartment on James Street, 2-story apartment, and I was in there. But Janice and I would go to our apartment, and somehow or another, my mama would get into that apartment, and I'd open the cabinets, and there'd be canned beans and chili and all kinds of stuff in cans. She was watching after me. And that was showing a tremendous amount of love from my mama. Now, I haven't forgotten things. I owed her big time. And you and I, it's a great blessing to have a mama that would do stuff like that. And I began to think about not only my mama, I got to thinking about my mother-in-law. She was also a mother. A lot of people would make jokes about their mother-in-law. And a lot of men didn't like their mother-in-law. And that's always been. But guess what? My mother-in-law right now is almost 100 years old in August. And you know she is a perfect angel to me. I have never argued with her. I have never said bad things that I know of about her. And she is special. My mother-in-law is special. My mother's special. My mother-in-law is special. She's a person that you just want to be around. And I'm thankful that Brother Billy and Sister Teresa go by and see her sometimes. She's a perfect angel, isn't she? I won't make jokes about her, no, because she is too sweet a woman, too good a woman. Then I began to think about Janet, my wife. She is certainly a virtuous woman. Let's turn over to Proverbs. I know I'm doing a lot of babbling this morning, but I want to put that out about how much I love my mother and how much I love my mother-in-law and how much I love my wife. And turn to, I think, in Proverbs chapter 31, it pretty well carries out what we want to try to get to about how our mothers were. Brother David, if you would, read Proverbs. You can't read?
Great working.
Your ears ain't working now? I get it.
Hold on, I get it back.
In Proverbs,
Show me the scripture again.
Chapter 31.
chapter 31, 1 through 10.
Okay.
You there?
I am.
Verses 1 through 10.
So let me go ahead and, while you find it, I just want to also mention about when I go golfing, if I go fishing, if I go bow hunting, if I go anywhere at wee hours in the morning, my wife will make me what I call a care package. And those care packages, of course my brother, he wipes me out every time I take a care package. I may get a half sandwich, right, Janet? And he eats everything else. But bless his heart, he's single and I let him have it. But she does make a care package, I guess, for both of us, because he's going to eat part most of it. Brother David, read Proverbs 31, start with verse 10 to verse 31. It's kind of lengthy reading, but I think it fits perfect for the mothers in the church, in the home, and in the world.
Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of his life. She seeketh wool and flax, and she worketh willingly with her hands. She is like a merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it, and the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hands to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the sorrow of her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the times to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and she eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou exceedest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. For a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.
Right. I done mentioned about my mama. I done mentioned about my mother-in-law. I mentioned about Janice, my wife. And I think this describes, Proverbs 31, especially 10 through 31 there, describes what the perfect mother is. And I think that all those I've mentioned so far are truly virtuous women. Now I want to give you a couple examples of some virtuous women that I think it's told in the Bible, and you know them well. One is Jochebed. Anybody know who Jochebed was? Who? That's right. Jochebed was Moses' mother, and Jochebed was a protective mother. Now, how was she a protective mother? Who was her son? Moses. You remember Moses, whenever Pharaoh was killing all the boy babies? And she was a protective mother. She had such great love for Moses, her baby. She tried to keep it quiet for a while. And, you know, a baby, when he first starts off, when he starts crying, he ain't got much wind. You can't hardly hear him. Sound like a little cat. You know, her meow. Well, she was keeping him, all the baby boys was getting killed. And so she went out there, and finally he got a little older and a little stronger with that voice. And she began to say, I got to do something different. Moses is getting bigger. He's about 3 months old now, and his crying, they're going to hear his cry, and they're going to take Moses and kill him. So she went out there and did what? Built a little basket with slime and all those things, little ark like, yeah, and put this baby in it. Was she trying to protect Moses? Absolutely. And she did protect him for 3 months, and then he got to a point where something else had to be done. So they put Moses in the little basket in the water, and he floated down the Nile River, and then what happened to Moses?
Pharaoh's daughter found him.
Pharaoh's daughter found him. Now you see the work of God in all this, because she was a protective mother of her baby Moses. And so then the Pharaoh's daughter saw the little basket and the baby in it, and she told her women to go out there and wait out there and bring him in here. And they did. And Miriam, I believe it was Miriam, the sister,
Yes, sister.
the sister of Moses, was kind of peeking around there, looking at what was happening. And they went and got the baby Moses and gave it to Pharaoh's daughter. And Miriam, I think is her name, I may be wrong on that, I'm pretty sure it's Miriam. She went out there and started talking to Pharaoh's daughter. She said, look, I need to go get somebody to help you, basically. And she said, yes. So she went and got Moses' Jochebed, Moses' mother. Not only did you see the handiwork of God through this mother, not only did she get Moses back, her baby back, but they started paying her money to do it. It says in the Bible that they paid her wages to take care of him. Isn't that the wonderful hand of God through a mother that was very protective of a son? I know, well, let's say, I'm going to read that Exodus 1 through 10. Exodus 2, 1 through 10. Now let's read about this protective mother, Jochebed. Jochebed, I guess I'm pronouncing that right. Exodus chapter 2, 1 through 10. I know I've done a lot of reading this morning, but hopefully you can see that Moses had a protective mother.
And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein. And she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. When she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept, and she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of the water.
Okay. Was she a protective mother? Absolutely, she was a protective mother. They got to think about over there about Hannah. You remember Hannah? Hannah, she had prayed and said, my heart rejoiced in the Lord, my horn is exalted in the Lord thy mouth. I can't hardly see this morning, see, my glasses are screwed up and I got a little bit of light here. But main point is that 24, read verse 24 through 28, Berger. 1 Samuel chapter 1 verses 24 through. That's all right. Don't worry about it. The main point in this mother was she was a sacrificial mother. What I mean by that, something that you offer up. Hannah offered up her son, and he would, every year she'd go back and check on him, and she told the Lord, if you give me a son, I'll take him back or lend him back. And that's what she did. And she was a sacrificial mother, but she still loved the Lord too, and she had both blessings because of, he went in there and Samuel, his name was Samuel. Now, Brother David, tell me some ways. Your mama sat right there many times, and she was a true angel that we've been talking about too. What's some things that your mother did that sticks out in your mind?
Mama was always kind. She was always generous. We were brought up lacking in a lot of things, and when she would cook chicken, she would always take the bony part, she'd eat the neck and the backbone, and because there's no meat on them,
Mhm.
you know, very little, but
See
she
what's
could suck
left
a
of
bone
you.
to where a dog wouldn't want it. And, but she always gave the meat to the family.
You
Later-
never went hungry, did you?
Never went hungry. Later, she had gone to work. Daddy wanted her working and helping provide. And so she went out and found her a job and went to work in a clothing store. But it did not lessen the things that she did for the family. We always had a meal on the table. It was always good. It was enough. It wasn't always in abundance, but it was enough. And when we had a garden, she would come in from work, she'd prepare supper, and after supper, she would work on those vegetables. There's been many a night that she never laid down all night. She'd stay up and work and go to work in the morning, the next morning. She just, she loved her family, and she lived for her family.
Your mother was a protective mother, your mother was a sacrificial mother, your mother taught people, she taught the family. Over in Deuteronomy, it teaches this, in Deuteronomy 6:7. Here again, it goes under a perfect, virtuous mother, woman. It says in Deuteronomy 6:7, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. In other words, commandments. You were taught how to do things. Your mother taught you. And it's a blessing to have a mama that teaches us in the right way, in the home, in the church, and so forth. So, did your mother train you up right? You can ask that question to yourself. Yeah. All right, go ahead then.
Well, she did the best she could.
Did she whip you a lot?
She whipped me some, but Daddy whipped me a lot.
They was training you up. And I'm thankful you did turn out a little bit pretty good.
He'd rather have Mama with me.
And Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way that he should go. If you don't, we can look around today and see that there's children out there on the streets that have not been brought up and trained up in the right way. Matter of fact, their mamas and daddies are sorry. A bunch of dope heads, a bunch of drunks, and the children raised up that way, and guess what they're going to do? Same thing. So we're to bring up our children and nurture. Admonition of the Lord, we train up the children. We should teach them the truth. And I'm going to close out with this Titus 2:4. Titus 2:4 says that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, and to love their children. That pretty well covers it all, don't it? God bless all our mothers, is what I say. They may teach the young to love their husbands and to love their children. That's what Titus 2:4 is speaking about. So I pray that we'll take this, and I know it's kind of mixed up lesson, but there again, mother is the main thing. I asked Brother Terry a while ago, I said, it used to be a song about mothers, and they take each letter, so like M, and O, and T, and H, and ER, and they used to have that song, and you put it all together after you, like, mothers was whatever it was, I don't remember now. But when you put all those letters together, it says, spell mother, mother. So mothers are special, and a special gift from God.